Let me talk about design thinking as a mindset a little bit. Now, describing design thinking by means of phases and modes, as we did earlier, illustrates the various activities that a team is engaged in. Now, these activities are guided by a set of capabilities, or what we call mindsets, that are being used in any of these phases. These mindsets are often viewed to be a condition for sustainable cultural change that leads to successful innovation. Now, while a firm can adopt the processes and learn new tricks over time, it is a mindset that will ultimately help achieve innovation objectives at a much deeper and much more sustainable level. Some research has reported that companies were so fixated on the process that they turned design thinking into a rigid plan implemented like any other efficiency-based process. Following a design thinking approach without establishing the necessary culture will lead to failure. So, it is the design mindset that you bring to the process that will enable the process. A typical set of mindsets that is being used in training and practice at, for example, Stanford University's D School includes some of the following. The first is a focus on human values and need finding. Here, design thinkers are requested to gain a deep understanding for people through conversation, observation, and experiencing firsthand. A second mindset is about radical collaboration. Here, team composition is intentionally diverse and radical in terms of the experiences that each team member will bring to the table. Diversity also means including many relevant parties and end users to represent real and valid stakeholders of the problem space. A third mindset is the one of a bias towards action. Design thinking teams are urged to create a bias towards action and trying things out, promoting early failure to gain important experience and iterate in a safe environment. Now, this goes along with the fourth mindset of an attitude of experimenting and prototyping. Here, there are low fidelity but life-sized representations that are encouraged to build as early as possible. These provide real users with real opportunity to provide feedback. A fifth mindset is the one of show and don't tell. This stands for a mindset of preferring visual language and storytelling over analytical reports and factual explanations. The sixth one is crafting clarity and embracing simplicity, which refer to a mindset of producing a coherent vision out of a messy problem. And we talked earlier about synthesis and interpretation as the ways to do that. Finally, an overfull mindfulness of the process itself means that design thinkers know where they are in the process and which tools and techniques to use in a divergent and convergent phase. Others have suggested similar core attributes of design thinking, including, for example, being comfortable with ambiguity, being collaborative, for example, working together across disciplines, being constructive and curious, being empathetic and able to see and understand things from a customer point of view, being holistic and having an open mind. Tim Brown, for example, mentions characteristics of a design thinker. He includes things like design thinking practitioners have the ability to imagine the world from various perspectives. They are taking a people-first approach, using observation and empathy to notice what others do not see. Design thinkers apply integrative thinking and do not only rely on analytical thinking. Design thinkers are optimistic and that they assume that regardless of how challenging the problem is, at least one of the possible solutions is going to be better than the current one. Design thinkers like to experiment and they are able to collaborate. Now, such definitions of the design thinking mindset essentially seek to integrate managing and leading by gut with a traditional scientific and quantitative approach to problem solving. Roger Martin suggests that Managers and firms that are embracing a design thinking mindset are creating strategic advantage and advantage in innovation efficiency by redesigning their business. Overall, it can be said that design thinking, both as a process and as a mindset, is a remarkably and underutilized management practice.